Keep booing me, baby. Keep booing me. I love it. I love it. People been booing me and doubting me since I started training. I love it. The more you boo me, the stronger I get, baby. I'm used to this. Y'all can't stop me. Keep it up, baby. Keep it up. Y'all can't stop me.
I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
The sound of laughter and the sound of doubt motivates me, so...
And it became personal with me.
Something in you has to wake up. And usually the only person that can wake it up is you.
It's 44 degrees and it's nice and rainy outside. How about days off? One day, but not today.
It's pushing the water, and there's a jogger, actually. Look at this. Wow. It's a Florida man right there for you, Blake, jogging in the hurricane.
You have many gifts. Your anger is a gift. What is in here is a gift. You do not think like other men. You are unpredictable. And that will serve you well. Use your anger intelligently.
For me, anger was good because it was motivating. The more I could create an enemy, the more I wanted to go out and kill those guys. What did they say? You know, and what did they look like? And did they disrespect me at all?
You didn't learn your limitations. I have no limitations.
Bet against me. Bet against me. Tell me it's not going to happen. Tell me it's going to fail. I love it. I love every minute of it.
It certainly lit a fire under my belly. Every single person doubted me. Every single fighter doubted me. Doubt me now.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period.
I don't believe in talent. I'm here because I worked hard my whole life.
The small steps in between the big successes that everyone sees. No one sees this.
Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it.
Everybody wants the view, but no one wants the climb.
We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way.
People see the trophies, but not the training ground.
Champions aren't found on the podium with their hand up. No, champions are found in lab studies. The thousands of hours of hard work when no one's watching. That's what makes the will unstoppable. When you're in here and no one else is, and you're pushing yourself harder than anybody with no one around.
Listen, the work is behind the scenes. Competition is the easy part. Behind the scenes is where the work is done.
It wasn't about the potential. It wasn't about the genetics. It was about the perseverance. And it wasn't about being the hardest worker in the room. That's what got them there. And it didn't happen overnight. They got knocked down more than they ever stood up. But they kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, because what else is the alternative? To be average again. That sucks, man. And I'll never accept mediocre again. I'm always gonna give it my 110%. That's the only thing I can ever say a solid day's work.
I'd like to let you in on a very important secret I learned when I was about your age, boy. You see, power, real power, doesn't come to those who are born strongest, or fastest, or smartest. No, it comes to those who will do anything to achieve it.
It don't matter how much it feel like it ain't gonna work.
Delusional.
Complete delusion. You gotta believe the delusion, because it's only delusional until it works.
Delusion is only delusional when you don't accomplish the goal of making your delusions a reality. Impossible is nothing to somebody that tries. Everything that someone said was impossible has happened.
Yeah. And then once the world see it, there's nothing delusional about it. Now, your delusion becomes, oh, he was a genius.
I've been listening to them laugh my whole career. They've been laughing. What? An Irishman win a fight in the UFC? Hell no. Laughs all around. You serious? An Irishman? Okay, you gotta win. Now he wants to win a world title? Hell no, he's all talk, he's all hype, he's a joke. Laughter all around at the Joker. The sound of laughter and the sound of doubt motivates me, so I'm enjoying that. I seek that. Then the Joker goes and wins the world title. Now he wants to win a second world title.
Your haters will become your congratulators. And the more stones they throw at your ass, your mansion gonna get bigger.
Did you ever doubt? Or did you just decide to go on and you just did it?
I mean, my philosophy is you play to win. You don't play by half measure.
The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer. And some people will get it and some people won't.
Louis, a moment of pain is worth a lifetime of glory. You remember that.
Do you think Michael Jordan was just interested in winning championships? You think Kobe Bryant was just interested in basketball? Those individuals are obsessed. Are you interested or are you obsessed?
I became obsessed. I became obsessed with being the baddest that God ever created. Am I that? I don't care. I believe it. Once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. The best at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great.
Interested people watch obsessed people change the world.
You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me. I felt like everybody had written me off after those air balls.
My brain cannot process failure. It will not process failure.
I got home, it was probably like 3 a.m, and I went down to the high school, and the janitor let me in the gym, and I shot all day. All day. I mean, all day. And this was right after that playoff game. And I didn't leave the gym. I just kept shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and practicing and practicing. I'm just gonna keep on going, no matter what. I mean, you fail 10 times, that 11th time is gonna be great. If it's not the 11th time, then the 12th time is gonna be great. But eventually, it's gonna happen. I got a chance to let out the steam of disappointing my teammates and millions of fans.
Once I made that commitment and said I wanted to be one of the greatest ever, then the game became everything for me.
So I created the Black Mamba.
The majority of people who aren't getting the places they want or aren't achieving the things that they want in this business is strictly based on hustle. It's strictly based on being outworked. It's strictly based on missing crucial opportunities.
Beating 99% of people is simple, not easy. You show up early, you prepare the night before, you remember everyone's name, you say no to opportunities that don't bring value to your life. You follow up quickly, you follow up multiple times, you deliver value at every interaction with the other person, and you never make the same mistake twice. The more I've done this, the more I've realized that it's about doing the basics at scale consistently that makes you advanced, and that's how you win.
I will not be outworked, period. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, but if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm gonna die. It's really that simple.
You know, everywhere I look around the game, I see lesser versions of myself. People trying to implement our way of thinking, which is the correct way of thinking, so I respect that. But at the end of the day, it is just a watered down version of myself, so I respect it, but I cannot fear it.
You love me because I'm Kobe, because I'm a 5-time champion, because I'm one of the greatest to step on the court. But you shouldn't. You should hate me. Hate me because I gave you 4 a.m., because I pushed you when no one else would. Hate me because I demanded greatness, and greatness demands everything. Love me when you become greater.
You have to be crazy enough to think that it's possible. That's how you do something worthwhile. That's how you beat the odds. You have to believe it's possible, okay? And when you believe something is possible, everything else will figure itself out.
It's personal. 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 It's personal.
So many people doubted me and motivated me every single day to be who I am. I fell so many times and got back up, but I'm still standing.
I'm just confident in my ability and in my mind frame. I know, nobody can tell me that I move the same as any of these guys, because I don't move the same. I move differently, I move unique, and I know I move unique. Not only that, I speak unique, I act unique. I'm just different than these people. I just feel different to these, on another level, on another playing field than any of them before me. That's why I know I have no doubt in my mind that I'm the great, that I will be the greatest of all time. In my head already, I am better than everybody. There's a lot of hate come from people, you know, but I know, and I will prove. You give me time, and I will prove it to everybody. Nobody has my mindset.
He said, you know the difference between champions and everyone else? And I was like, what? And he said, everyone always looks at them and says, what do champions have that I don't have? And he said, what do champions not have that I have? It's what do they lack? And it's an off button. They just don't stop. And so in dealing with the gold medalist, he's like, they just never stop. They just can't stop. Everything in their life is geared towards one goal.
You've got to create a lot of different emotion to heighten your sense of awareness and focus. Like for me, anger was good. The more I could create an enemy, the more I wanted to go out and kill those guys. Now, I knew I wasn't gonna kill them physically, but man, if I could just, what did they say? You know, and did that say something? Like, those are little things that can get me right in the emotional frame of mind that when I ran on the field and I said, let's fucking go. It was really, let's go kick some ass. That's what we were doing.
I can't catch a break, guys.
Yeah.
Get them the away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't buy it. Because everybody has bad breaks.
Yeah.
I've had a ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? I stayed up.
Yeah.
And I thought through it. And I figured out what the I did wrong. And then I went back. It's like I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no other way to do it. And I've had a bunch of breaks. Everybody has. But you got to realize when you have those breaks what that is. It's an opportunity for you to reassess, reboot, get better, figure out another way, find another way through. This is just little challenges.
I love this question, which is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And I love thinking about that when I'm thinking about big life decisions. Like, what would I do if I weren't afraid? And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it. It's like, that's what I should do.
A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. Because that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? Who are you, Michael? That will be the defining question of your life. And I think you already know the answer.
There's this line that I heard David Goggins say on Rogan, and I can't remember who he was saying it to or what he said in response to, but he just said, I'm David Goggins, bitch. And I remember him saying it, and I thought to myself, like, you want to be able to say that in the mirror to yourself and not laugh at yourself. Mm-hmm. And the only way that I can do that is know that when no one's watching, I work harder than when they're watching. And thinking about it like that, no one's watching, which means now you have to work, because otherwise you're full of shit.
Dude, I'm out there for hours every day, and no one sees what the I'm doing. No one. It's a great, beautiful thing, man.
Everything counts. Everything that you do counts. The biggest mistake that people make is they think that only what they want to count counts. No. When you read a book, when you listen to an audio program, when you go to a course, when you go to bed early and get up early and you work, it all counts. And it's all going on the plus side of your ledger. But when you watch television, waste time, hang out, fool around, and so on, all of that counts as well. And it's going on the negative side of your ledger. And here's an important point. If what you are doing is not moving you towards your goals, then it's probably moving you away from your goals.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. I've viewed myself as, slightly above average in talent. And where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. While the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working.
You're willing to shoulder more than your responsibility of life because you expect and demand something more of life. Champion's mentality, man. I'm hoping for a good result. You're demanding a result. You're going above and beyond. You do more than what's normal because you want more than a normal return of life as investment.
You don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt.
Yes, that's
nailed.
Nailed.
Completely nailed.
Yes.
Once upon a time, there was a young basketball player who had dreams of becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
My name is Kobe Bryant. I'm 17 years old.
I wasn't invited to parties or friendly gatherings on the weekend. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. During those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be. You worked day and night, every day, for years and years and years and years and years. And as time went on, 20 years had passed. And he felt that he had accomplished all that he set out to accomplish.
The grind is like, you got to be there every day. If you're there 3 days a week, it's not as good as 5. You got to be there 5 days a week. And 5 might be better than 7, because sometimes 7 you burn out. You want to keep enthusiasm, because that's a fuel. Enthusiasm, there's something about enthusiasm that, like, you got to balance discipline and enthusiasm. Discipline's critical. You have to be able to show up, but you also have to enjoy the shit out of it. And so enjoying the shit out of it with discipline is the key.
I think a lot of people they see you run and they say, oh, it looks so easy, you really look effortless. But before it gets to that point, it's hard. It's like hard work. It's day in, day out sacrifice, day in, day out. Just dying. This time when you run and you just want to stop, you just want to give up, like, to hell with this, I just want to go home. This day when you get up and you know what, you have a training today, you know it's going to be intense, and you're like, oh God, I don't want to go today, but you gotta go. And it's so hard, and a lot of people don't know.
And you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and then you're gonna win. And that's life. Life without those challenges, it's just existence. Don't just exist. Go live.
One thing important is that we all have these moments in time that either make you or break you, that can determine the rest of your life. The rest of your life can be determined by one simple decision. 19 years ago, I got 0.5 into it. I weighed 297 pounds. I sat on this rock and I had a decision to make. I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. There wasn't some inspirational quote. There wasn't nothing. It was me, myself, and it was freezing out here. I had to make a decision. The decision I made was to get up and keep on going. That one moment changed the rest of my life.
You know, we have a million and one excuses that we could go to. The fact of the matter is, we're not going to make it. They played better than we did this series. We had opportunities to win it. They didn't go for us. So we just have to regroup. Like I said, next season starts right now, and come back next season and play.
How much harder will you work in this offseason now to get back to the championship?
I'll push myself to exhaustion.
The winners always show up. They're willing to lose in order to gain. Big mental thing there, guys. This body, as great as you are, as sharp as you make the arsenal, it can't do anything if you don't have confidence in yourself. We all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up? You go after and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you tried, man.
We all want to read about how we can quickly get somewhere. That's why the 6-minute abs and all sort of shit so powerful. You may get some results from it, but they're not permanent. The permanent result comes from you. I say it all the time. You have to suffer.
Bro, you gotta stop. You gotta stop with all this I can't catch a break bullshit. All the time you're complaining, you could be instead hustling. You could be instead chasing your dream. You could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong, trying to improve certain aspects of your life, getting your shit together, reading a book, meditating, something.
And here's my best advice. Welcome all experiences. You never know which one is gonna turn everything on. Don't put up the walls. The same wall that keeps out disappointment keeps out happiness. Take down the walls. Go for the experience. Let it teach you.
Our lives, what we create, are made from the decisions we make on the moment-to-moment basis. Champions are never woken up and born into success. they're created, they're mature, they're struggled, and weathered through that effort of hard work and dedication and sacrifice to achieve that championship status. It's these moments, these decisions we make on a daily basis. Do we get up early and go for a run? Do we hit the snooze button? Do we go that extra rep in the gym? And our body's dying. Do we push past that? All these little things are the inches that add up to be the measure of difference between first place and forever forgotten.
No matter where you came from, no matter what part of the world, no matter who your parents were, no matter what your poverty level may have been, may not have been, no matter what you had, what you didn't have, all of that, if you worked hard enough, if you dreamed big enough, if you were tough enough and you made yourself tough enough, you sacrificed enough, you became polished and savvy enough, and if you made yourself and took advantage of that opportunity, got yourself ready, and you were ready to behave like a champion, you could get in that ring on one given night and make the world fair and have your hand lifted and be called champion of the world.
There's so much opportunity on the other side of being willing to persist for an extended period of time on the correct path without getting positive reinforcement from your environment. And the longer you can stick with something without that positive feedback loop in terms of the big external thing, the easier the opportunities are because so few people can pursue them.
When I was 300 pounds, trying to lose weight to get the Navy SEALs, my goal was to go out, I had a plan. My plan was to go out there and run 4 miles. But guess what? Everybody's got a plan so they can hit the mouth. That's for Mike Tyson. So when your plan fails, when those bolts and balls get too heavy, when you get knocked down the canvas, when everything falls apart in your life and your plan is up, what the you gonna do? There's only one option. Stay hard.
And that little voice becomes completely drowned out. And so you don't know who you are anymore. And you're afraid. We're so afraid of being different. They're so afraid of being odd. But look at all the powerful people in this world. Look at your celebrities in entertainment, in business, in politics. They're one of a kind. They have I hate that word, but it's like a brand. They're different. They stand out for something that's truly different. Even Albert Einstein, there's nobody else like Einstein. There's nobody like Da Vinci. That's where your power lies. And you'll go, oh, but Robert, those are people that were brilliant, that were talented. I'm not like that. I don't have that. Well, bullshit. You do have that. It's just you're forgetting about it. And you don't want to put the effort into it.
You can hope, you can wish, you can dream, you can say you're gonna, but the reality is until you start stacking wins day by day by day by day, nothing's going to happen. The game is played one day at a time. And if you have the capacity to wake up today, go through the entire day, do everything you're supposed to do, be smart enough to figure out what the actions of a winner look like and execute on those. The day is over and I'm starting over tomorrow. And today I have a score of 0 on the second day. And at the end of the day, I want to score 100. And if you score 100 the first day, that means you can do it again the next day. And when you do that, winning is undeniable. Win today.
I was not always this strong guy you see. I went through a lot of hard times in my life to get here today. All I wanted to be was an uncommon man. In my whole life, I was not that. Much worse than that. So I came home one day from working at a job called Ecolab where I sprayed for cockroaches. I made $1,000 a month, weighing 300 pounds. And I got home and I watched a show on Discovery Channel of guys carrying boats and logs, Navy SEAL training. And I decided to make a change in my life. And I called the recruiter up and he asked me these questions. He had to meet a certain age, like a certain height and weight limit. I was 6'1" and 300 pounds. He laughed at me. 7 other recruiters laughed at me. One recruiter finally said, "Come on in, I'm too busy to talk to you on the phone." He didn't know how much I weighed. I walked in the recruiter's office and he looked at me and he said, "You're fat and you're black." I said I want to be a Navy SEAL. I didn't know there'd only been 35 African-American Navy SEALs at that time in over 70 years. He said I basically had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months because of my age. I was getting too old. I came back 3 months later, 106 pounds lighter.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you because I know how hard it is to take care of ourselves.
What's up, man? Made it back. Another 24 hours down. It's incredible. I'm proud of you for that.
I try to get a picture of one of the next greats. I'm proud of you, my boy.
You're not supposed to have it all together. You're not expected to have it all together. Anybody looks at you and says, hey man, what's wrong with you? How come you don't have everything figured out? They're a fool. Knowledge and experience and wisdom takes time. Wisdom comes from experience, and experience takes time. The more experience you have, the more you learn from that experience, the wiser you can get. If you haven't lived long enough to have a broad enough portfolio of experience, then you can't expect to have knowledge and wisdom.
There is a way out, that there is a way to do more, to get more, to obtain more. But I personally don't want to lose all that I've been able to get. So I need to make sure that I do everything to keep it. So I can't be content. So there is an understanding, but I refuse to click on the switch of,
oh, it's okay, brother. We'll take a day off, man. We'll get a pizza and watch the game. We like that. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand, man, we're good, bro. We don't want that like this. Hey, man, no, bro. Get your on, man. Stop being a punk. We want to be the best amongst the average people. People wonder, how do you stay hungry all the time? Because after I accomplish something, I don't sit back like a lot of guys who graduate buds, graduate this, graduate that. They get comfortable. They wonder why I'm getting weak, man. I don't know, I lost my edge. What's going on? Because once you hit the top of the mountain, guess what happened? I'm good. I'm good, so you wonder why you're falling down now. Because once you reach the top of the mountain, you got to build another one.
Sometimes you just got to say things just for what they are. Just for what they are. Passion is free. Nobody can charge you for passion. Nobody can tell you what passion looks like. Because that's all about you. Effort is isolated. The reason why effort is isolated, because nobody can dictate it. Effort is 100% in the mind. No coach, no player, nobody else can make you run to the ball. Nobody else can make you finish a tackle. Nobody else can do it. That's why it's the most isolated things in this earth right now. It's effort. And when you finally figure it out, how to win real battles, it's found through fundamentals. That's what wins championships. That's what wins battles. Blocking, tackling, until they get tired. Because you don't know what tired feels like.
All you got is 15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Yeah. Listen, your concentration's weaving a little bit. Pick it up. Okay. Pick it up! Okay. Let's control the outside. Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. Okay. We are firemen! I got it, Coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flames. We control them.
As a competitor, if you're trying to do something meaningful, if you don't have the mindset that you're the best ever, you failed already. And that's been my mindset since I can remember. That will be my mindset as long as I can remember anything, that I am the best ever at what I do. And every day that I step on the basketball floor, I will strive to be that. But my mindset will always be as such, as I am the best to do what I do. And that'll give me a shot at being the best. But before you can ever reach anything, you have to believe it. You don't just mistakenly become great at something.
The question is, do we believe we can become it? Without that belief, every journey, how bad do you want it? There's two options. To continue forward, pushing upward. And if you do, that dream is given birth, and forever you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel, I promise you there's no distance you can travel far enough to ever find that dream again. For it is dead, and in its death, it's replaced by regret. Right now, it's your choice.
I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena. When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you. I love fear. And the reason why, behind every fear is a person you want to be. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. It's an intangible. If you face your fears, guys, you will realize it's not that big. And once you face it, you go, oh my God, man, I spent all this time running from it. It was so small. If I just faced it, my God, not only did I face it, I beat it back. Energy is never lost, transferred. That negative energy, that fear, is destroyed. It comes back in as confidence. You're like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome? You face your fears, you become the person you want to be. You run from your fears, you're not living. You're alive, but you're not taking the freedom.
Through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition of the same thing that you don't want to do, and that's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind, because your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. It's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day, so then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it.
Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Because if you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. That's the truth. The truth is, I can do more. The truth is, I can be in better shape. The truth is, I can work harder than I'm working right now. The truth is, I can do more for my family. The truth is, I can do much better than I'm doing right now. And if that's the real truth, if that's what you believe, if you believe that to be the truth, you won't have to find more discipline. Discipline will find you.
When you have emotional maturity, you realize that some days you're not going to sleep well. Some days you're going to wake up and you've got your schedule and everything's planned out and hits the fan. You got to eat those sandwiches, right? And whether things go well or not that day, the emotionally mature man will still do what he has to do to stack his wins, to focus on his purpose. Whereas the emotionally immature man will say, well, I didn't sleep well, I had nightmares, so I'll stay in bed. I didn't sleep well, or it's raining outside, it's cold outside, I don't feel good. I just woke up and the airplanes hit the World Trade Center, so I guess I have to change my pattern of life. You have to stay the course no matter what. And it takes a high level of emotional maturity because your emotions dictate your motion, like what you're going to do. And so if you have emotional maturity, you're more likely to lean into discipline when things are suboptimal. If you lack emotional maturity, then how you feel determines what you do next, which is very damaging to outcomes.